Hello, I'm Andrea. This is day 12 of 2022. Our mantra today is, I am willing to let go. I am willing to let go. So, we had I'm willing to change yesterday. I hope you're working with that as we bump into resistance throughout the day. We got to pause, look at ourselves, and just notice where we're feeling rigid and stiff and stuck in our minds. And then today, I'm willing to let go. Like I notice I'm rigid, and I'm just gonna let it be. I'm just gonna let it go. So here we go. When we get all stuck in our minds and we're rigid in our minds, one of the best ways to shift and change is to change the body. And as we change the body, the mind and our feelings, our emotions will change as well. So I'm going to start real simple down in the legs. You're welcome to keep your socks on. I just want you to see the contrast of my foot. And I'm going to scooch my butt out a little bit towards the edge of the chair. And we're just going to start with movement. I'm going to slide my leg. If you're tall, put a blanket in under your butt and elevate yourself. I'm going to slide my foot directly forward. And as I slide my foot forward, my foot's going to stay on the floor. I'm just going to lift my knee. And I want you to touch your leg and feel this quadricep contract. Slowly lower it down. And then slide it back. And let's do that 2 more times. So I'm going to slide my leg out. I'm going to lift up, hold the contraction in the thigh. Slowly lower down. And bring it back. Relax completely. 1 more time. I know it's very simple. Slide it out. And what I want you to do is feel this contraction. We hold a lot of tension in the front of the thigh. Let it relax and lower. Now we're going to change the angle of that. So I'm going to turn my toes a little inwards. I'm going to keep my foot turned inwards as I slide my foot out. You can keep your socks on. And then I'm going to lift my knee. And I feel that totally different. I feel this in a weird place in my hip. That means I'm finding some tight stuff, making it tighten. I'm going to slowly lower it down. Let everything relax. And draw it back. See if you can move the pubic bone down, slide the foot out, lift the foot up, feel that contraction, lower down, and release. And if you need to give the leg a little wiggle, don't go to the point of pain. Turn the toes in, slide the leg out, lift, feel the contraction, notice what you feel in the hip. Come out slowly and relax. Give it a wiggle. And let's go the other way. So now I'm going to turn my toes outwards like a duck. I'm going to slide my foot out, straighten the knee. Feel that. That feels way easier for me on this side than the inward. See if you can do the last 2 with your eyes closed. Slide it out. Straighten the knee, hold the contraction, lower the knee, slide it back, relax the whole body. Last time. We're retraining the brain. Turn the foot out, slide the foot out, lifting the leg, holding the contraction, lower down, and release. And you can just give that leg some movement. Let's just pause for a moment. Hands on your legs, close your eyes. Take a breath and just see if you can feel a difference in the 2 legs, even if you touch them and mush them with your hands. I actually feel it all the way down into the bone in my butt. That side feels like it's a little heavier now. Let's do side 2. So we're doing each one 3 times. When I slide my foot out, I just keep my ankle the way it is. I don't have to bend the ankle, flex. We're just working in the quadricep. I'm going to keep my foot the way it is. Contract the muscle, poke it, feel it. Release it all the way. And then I want you to pay attention to your pelvis. My pubic bone is moving down. As I slide my leg out, I'm not rounding my back to lift it higher. I'm just lifting the knee to turn on the front of the thigh. That's your quadricep. Relax completely. So I'm going to move my pubic bone down, slide the leg out, keep the foot wherever it is, just let it be. Contract, hold, release, and lower. I'm just going to change the angle. So now I'm going to turn my toes inwards, and I just slide my foot out. There's a point where my foot, if I go any further, can't go any further, and that's where I lift. Contract. Notice what you feel. Feels different. Release. Slide it back. Take a breath. You're telling your body, yeah, I contracted, but I'm okay. Turn it in. Slide it forward. And it is a slow experience. And the brain is gathering up all this information. Oh, I'm contracting, and now I'm going to release. Never going to the pain, struggle place. Give it some movement if you like. This is our last one, inward rotation. Slide the foot out till the foot can't go any further. Just straighten the knee. Notice where you're tight. Lower down and slide it back. All right, last one. We're going to turn the toes outward. Slide the foot forward, straighten the knee, external rotations. We're getting some different muscles in the front of the thigh. And 2 more times. Turn it out, slide it out. Keep it turned out like a little duck. Move your pubic bone down, feel the contraction. Just hold it for a breath, maybe 2. Lower. And release. And the last one, turn the toes out, slide the foot forward, straightening the knee, hold the contraction. Release, so good for the knee. And release. And let's just move the feet. So we're just going to lift one heel, lower it down, lift the other heel, lower it down, lift, lift. Just close your eyes and feel your toes bend, feel your ankle move. Let's do a few more. I'm just making my toes bend when I lift my heel. I just want to get all the joints moving, loosey-goosey. And then we're just going to pause. I'm going to sit up on the bones of the butt and move the meat away from the bones, back off the back of the chair. And as I sit nice and tall, we're going to take a full breath. And as you exhale, I want you to move your pubic bone down and feel this arch come through the back. I'm just going to gently squeeze my shoulder blades together. And then come back to neutral. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, draw the pubic bone down, draw the shoulder blades back towards each other, lift your face, and release. Last one, take your arms down, turn the palms forward as you move the pubic bone down, arching through the back, squeezing the blades together, lift the face, take a breath, and release. Notice how that feels. Go the other way. Belly in, and draw the belly in round the back towards the chair. You can lower your face a little. Draw your shoulders in the front towards each other. And then inhale, come back up to your sit bones. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw the belly in, round the shoulders forward, round the back, lower the face. Inhale, back up to the sit bones. Relax the shoulders. Last one. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw the belly in, feel the back round. Squeeze the shoulders together, let the arms twirl. Come back up to neutral. Now let's put it in a flow and add the arms. I'm going to move my pubic bone down, turn the palms forward, squeeze the blades back, lift the face, and exhale, tipping back, rounding the back, turn the palms back, squeeze the front of the shoulders together, lower the face. And now we're going to add the breath. Inhale as we arch. Exhale as we curl. Inhale as you arch. Pubic bone down, chest up, palms open, face up. Exhale as you curl. Feeling better and better. Really use those arms. Rotate up into the shoulders. This is our last one. And exhale, rounding. Never going to the point of pain. I'm going to do one more arch. So as I move the pubic bone down, I spin the arms out, lift the face. And from here, we're going to go into neutral. And just pause, take a breath. Relax the shoulders. That can be done anywhere, anytime. Take a little break from your computer, whatever you're doing out there. In there, not out there in the world. We're not out there in the world. We're in. So now we're going to go sideways. You can make this as big as your body is comfortable. I'm going to start to lift my right hip up. And I'm going to reach down through that arm. I feel this contraction. And release. Now let's do that 2 more times on that side. As I lift my sit bone, I feel my top of my hip move towards my underarm. And I'm just going to add a little bit of arm reach. I'm not going to let my head go. And relax. Some of us have had some trauma, some injury to one side of the body, and we tend to limp or compensate. This is to help that, that weird posture that we get when we are uneven. Come back to center. Take a breath. Feel, close your eyes and just feel the difference between the 2 sides, left side, right side, all the way down to your butt. All right, let's do the other side. So I'm going to hike up my hip. So this one, when I first start, doesn't want to lift up very much, and it's really because I'm feeling some tension here. I make it small, and then I lower it down. And I relax, and the body's like, oh, okay, Andrea didn't hurt me. So the next one feels a little different. I can lift the hip a little higher. I'm leaning heavy into the sit bone. I'm just going to reach down through my arm. I'm contracting through the side body. Let my head go. And then come out nice and slow. Relax completely. And then we'll do it again. Tipping. I can reach. I hike my hip up. Great for the waist. I can tip my head. Getting this little C curve in the spine. Take a breath. And now let's just kind of do it like a flow. Just kind of rock and let the head go. Maybe the arms reach a little bit. And you can notice how my shoulders are, one shoulder's lifting, the other one's lowering. And maybe close your eyes. Just a nice, easy flow. Don't go to the point of pain. Don't go to the point of pinch. We're just, we're just moving the tissues, getting them to loosen. And then we're just going to pause back in neutral. Take a breath. Great. So before we twist, I want to do a little neck movement that I totally love this. I'm going to come a little closer. I hope my camera will focus. Okay. So let's go into neck. My feet are forward. If you feel like it's hard for you to not slump, go ahead and put a little something under your butt so we can stay pubic bone down and be nice and easy. Rest your arms down by your sides. And we're going to turn the head. Just go halfway. I'm going to go to the right. And then I'm going to tip my ear down towards the shoulder. Doesn't go very far. I'm going to draw my right shoulder up, bend the elbow, tip the head back slightly, and then move your elbow back in space. Hold the contraction. Let the other shoulder relax. And then we're going to come out nice and slow. Let the arm hang down by your side. Take a full breath. We really need this one when it's cold. Ready? Turn the head halfway to the right. Tip the ear towards the shoulder. Draw the shoulder to the ear. Bend the elbow. Tip the head back. And then move your elbow back in space. None of these movements are hard. Now we're contracting this muscle that gets tight when we raise our shoulders to our ears, so that when we come out nice and slow, my neck just cracked a little bit. Let your arms rest heavy. You're welcome to wiggle them. Move your head if you like. We'll do one more time. Ready? Head halfway to the right. Tip the ear towards the shoulder. Draw the shoulder to the ear. Bend the elbow. Tip the head back. Move the elbow back in space. So we're exaggerating a movement that happens often. Come out very slowly, slow motion. Let the arm hang down. Come back to center. Take a full breath. Close your eyes. And notice if that shoulder is down lower than the other, and if your arm feels longer on that side. I love that so much. This side feels like a gorilla arm. Side two. Turn the head halfway to the left. Tip the ear down. It won't go far. Bring the shoulder up. Bend the elbow. Tip the head back slightly. Take your elbow back in space. It'll feel like you're shoving your shoulder blade up. Take a breath. And on the exhalation, lower down, slow motion. Completely relax. Turn the head halfway to the left, ear to shoulder, shoulder to ear, elbow bent. Tip the head back. Move the elbow back in space, holding the contraction. Coming out gently. Relax your jaw. Create any kind of movement you need to create. Last one, ready? Turn the head halfway, ear to shoulder, shoulder to ear, elbow bent. Tip the head back. All of this is very gentle. Move the elbow back in space. In this position, we are contracting the muscles all up on top of the shoulder where we get that knot. Come out super duper slow. And release. Let the head turn a little left and right. Good, good, good. Now let's go into our rotation. Now we're going to make the neck twist. This is my favorite twist. I'm going to take my left leg forward, do the same side as I am, do my left hip forward. Take my left hand to the right shoulder, and now I'm just going to rotate. My pubic bone is moving down slightly, and I'm just going to start to turn around. The other arm is relaxed. So I'm only using my muscles to rotate me around. I'm going to pause so the muscles contract. As we slowly come out, I want you to go ahead and rotate a little bit the other way. You're not going to go very far, but turn your head to the left. You might feel some stretchiness through the right side of the neck. And then let's go back into the twist. Feel your left foot forward, left sit bone forward. Belly rotates, spine rotates, head turns. Take a breath. You can stay for 2 breaths. Come out as you exhale. And as I come out, I'm going to rotate just a little bit to the left. I'm going to turn my head. Always keeping that bottom of your chin parallel to the floor, your original chin, I always like to say. Keep this level so I don't lift my chin to go further. Ready? Last time, rotate from the pelvis first. Feel those spinal muscles pulling you around. We're not trying to get a trophy. We're not trying to go as far as humanly possible, just as far as the body allows. Stay in the twist, but only turn your head back to the front, coming all the way around, keeping the bottom of the chin parallel to the floor. And then go back to the right, inhale. And as you exhale, you might be able to rotate more. I love that so much. And then come out super slow. And let go. And let's try the other side. So I'm going to go right foot forward, right sit bone forward, right hand to left shoulder. Now, if that coming across the body is hard, you could put your right hand on your right shoulder. I don't really mind. But it's so that you're not using your arms. We're going to start to rotate. My pubic bone is slightly down. And I'm going to feel those muscles of the spine pulling me around. Stay in comfort. Notice how far you go. Coming out on the exhale. And just turning the body a little bit to the right. You won't go far. And then you're just going to turn your head. Coming back into the twist. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Feel your pelvis. Rotate around. Maybe you notice if you open your eyes, hey, I just went a little bit further. Not because it's the goal, but it is going to happen. You know, it's not because I'm pushing. It's because when I come out of the twist, the tension releases. Let's pause here for a moment. Take a breath. Come back into it. Feel the rotation down in the pelvis, through the belly, through the ribs. Take the elbow around, turn the head. Now stay in the twist, but turn the head back to the front. Look over that right shoulder. Pause there for a moment. Take the head back to the left. Inhale as you go, and as you exhale, see if you can go further. And then come out nice and slow. I do love that because I'm like, wow, I just went further. Sitting back in your chair, bring your elbows out to your legs, interlace the fingers, and let your head hang down. Now the head is heavy. And that 10-pound head, maybe, depending on your hairdo, it pulls on the spine, letting there be space between the bones. Just notice your breath. We'll linger here for a few breaths. Really let the head be heavier on the exhale. I am willing to let go. Try on that mantra right now. I am willing to let go. If you have high blood pressure, detached retina, glaucoma, or you are pregnant, you're going to stay right here. If you want to go further, take your hands down towards the floor or a block. Always linger if you need to, want to. You always have to come out of this nice and slow. If your hands are low on the floor, bring your elbows one at a time back up to your legs. Let's pause here. Let the head be heavy. One more breath. And then placing your hands on your thighs, use your strong arms to come all the way back up to sitting. Just feel yourself nice and tall. Take a long, easy breath. Notice how you feel. Drop the shoulders. From here, we're going to go down to the floor, but we're going to take it nice and slow because while we're in the chair, in the beginning, we lifted the leg to contract the quadricep to get it to relax. Now I want you to use it because if we got it to relax, it'll actually be stronger now. It has the ability to tighten up more. So we might as well practice getting out of the chair. So I want to separate my feet. I'm going to lean forward from the hips. I'm untucked. We know what that is now. Place your hands on your thighs for the first one or two. I'm going to lean forward, heart over heels. Use your thighs and press into your feet to come all the way up. Now let's do it again. I'm going to back up my legs, touch the back of the chair. My feet are wide. Send the hips back at the creases. And now you can sit in your chair if you like, or if you want to just challenge yourself, go ahead and keep the knees over the toes so they're not wonking in towards each other. No, yes, use the muscles. And we're just sitting in that chair, kind of, sort of, not really. And as I press down into my feet and I come up, I want you to open up the front of the hips and give your butt a little squeeze. We're just going to do it one more time. From the hips, send your butt back. Look at your knees. Hands on your thighs or hands forward is a little more challenging. Be untucked. That's super important so that you can breathe, so that you can stay. And we can go up an inch and down and up. And you start to really feel these legs. And these leg muscles are supposed to help you get up out of the chair. Not using your arms and your shoulders. When you've had enough, you're going to press down into your feet. Feel those legs. Be happy they're working. Open the front of the hips and squeeze your glutes. And relax. Oh my. All right, while we're standing, let's reach for the top shelf. Another favorite for changing the waist. What is all this about the waist? So a lot of times when we walk, we're holding ourselves rigid, or maybe you got this, this limpy thing going on. Maybe you don't move your shoulders when you're walking, maybe you're here, especially when it's cold. And when we're walking, we're supposed to have one leg forward, one shoulder forward, and the waist is in the middle. So this helps that. Similar to what we were doing in the chair, great for the shoulders. So we're going to start to shift the weight of the body from one foot to the other, one foot to the other. And now as I shift on, you can just be my mirror. I'm going to stand on this leg. I'm going to hike up this hip. I'm going to reach up. The leg I'm standing on, that arm is reaching up. And then come down nice and slow. Shift the weight. Hike up the hip, reach to the top shelf, take a breath, and come down nice and slow. Shift, hike, reach. The bottom arm can reach down as the top arm reaches up. And one more time. Stand, hike, reach, look, breathe, and come down. Give it a little jiggle wiggle. And let's go feet wide. Feet wide, toes forward. Now the front of the thighs are turned on. Feel them turned on. Let's do 3 times. Ready? Let's organize the pelvis. We're going to fold forward to 90 degrees. Inhale, stand up. 2 more times. Just feeling what you feel. Inhale as a stand. 1 more time. So if we're a little wonky in the pelvis, one hip is a little higher, hopefully the last couple things we've done have released some of that tension. So as you fold forward, we feel a little more even in the hips. Grab hold of your chair, your blocks. Feet are wide, toes are forward. Let's bend one knee. Be slow. Pause. Go the other direction. We're just moving tissue. Be gentle. Slow and gentle. One more time or two. And then we're going for that big forward bend when you're ready. Pausing in the center, turn on the front of the thighs, draw the belly in, go into a bit of a tuck position in the pelvis, and then down you go a little further. Front of the thighs turned on. Weight in the big toe joints. Draw the belly in, drop the shoulders. Remember, if you have high blood pressure, detached retina, glaucoma, you need to keep your hands up on that chair. Stay at a 90-degree angle. Relax your jaw. When you're ready to come out of this position, turn on the front of the thighs. Feel your feet are active. Hands to your thighs, and then use your arms. Hands on your thighs. Bring the crown of the head forward. Come all the way up. Put yourself together. Loosey-goosey. All right, down to the floor we go. So if you're like, hey, I'm feeling great, I don't want to go to the floor. Well, now is a good time to just get on with your chores. Life is just such a bunch of chores, isn't it? Here we go. Have a blanket ready and anything you might use to pause at the end to relax a little bit. Just having a blanket ready for our rotation or twist on the floor. That'll go under the head. So I'm going to come down to the back, have the knees bent, feet on the floor. And we're going to take one leg and slide it out long and straight. And as your leg is straight, the other knee is bent, I want you to tuck and untuck. So we're going to draw the belly in, feel the back flatten. And then as I untuck, feel that lower back lift. Let's go back and forth. And notice the straight leg, your ankle is going to move. So as you pull the belly in and tuck, you're going to bend that ankle of the straight leg, toes to the sky. It'll happen naturally. And so we're getting a lengthening in the psoas. Sometimes we do that in a lunge. And for those of you who don't want to be on your knees, this is another way to get some movement in the psoas muscle. When you inhale, the back arches away from the floor, and as you exhale, draw the belly in, feel the back flatten. Let's just do one more. All right, two more. And then relax. Now you can either bend both knees or slide both legs out straight. Let's pause for a moment. See if you can feel a difference between the two sides. And I'm going to try the other side. So as I bend my knee, the other leg is straight. I'm going to untuck. So as I move my pubic bone down, my back arches off the ground. And as I draw the belly in, the back flattens. Inhale to arch. Exhale to curl. Pay attention to the straight leg and move that ankle. So as I tuck, the belly is in, the back flattens, my ankle bends, toes to the sky. As I untuck, the back arches off and my toe points. we're getting some good ankle movement. And that's how the body works, you know. Everything is working ideally together in harmony. Ankles, knees, hips, spine, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Exhale to talk. Let's do a couple more. And then the last one, we're just going to pause. And relax. All right, so let's switch feet. We're going to change the motion. So now what I want you to do is the foot that's on the floor, I'm going to press the foot down and send the knee forward. This is going to contract the muscles of your butt. It's going to lift your butt a little and then lower down. We're going to keep doing that for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Press the foot, send the knee forward, and release down, relax completely. Press the foot, send the knee forward, and you start to notice this little lengthening feeling in the waist. See if you can feel that. Let your eyes open for a second, and as you press the foot forward, can you see your knee? Make sure it's going forward. As you press your foot down, the knee goes forward. Your knee doesn't knock into the other leg. We're contracting the muscles of the glutes to get them to relax. And we're going to do one more. So I should feel like as you press the foot down, you should feel you're tipping towards the straight leg. And when you slide both legs out straight, let's pause for a minute, close your eyes, and just feel your two sides of your butt. And then we'll do the other side. So I'm going to bend the other knee. As I press my foot down, my knee goes forward. And then I relax. Now that you know the movement, close your eyes and feel the foot presses, knee forward, butt lifts. You tip towards the straight leg and slowly relax. Pressing and release. Feel what you feel. Notice what's pulling, what's stretching, what direction you're moving. This is also an action that ideally is happening when we're walking, is that one hip comes forward. And if it doesn't, then we start to waddle. Then the waist is not moving at all, and the lower back is going to be holding a lot of tension. Let's just do two more. Feel as you move that knee forward, you are tipping towards the straight leg. You're crooked in the pelvis, twisty in the waist, but the shoulders are staying on the ground. Last one. And release. Good. You can take your legs out straight and give your butt a little jiggle if you like. And then you're going to bend both knees. So as you bend your knees, think about externally rotating. Turn the toes out. Draw the knee up out to the side. Always one at a time. And if you have your blocks nearby, go ahead and grab them now. And we can take one block and bring it between the knees. Now let's try both buns at the same time lifting up. So as I squeeze my block, I'm going to lift both cheeks off the ground, sending the knees forward. Use your glutes, Evelyn. Come down nice and slow. So feel everything work together in harmony. Hamstrings, butt, back. Come down slowly. Don't have to go as high as humanly possible. I'd rather you close your eyes and just feel what's happening. Send the knees forward. Reach the knees forward. Come down nice and slow. Again, sending them forward. And release. This is actually good if you have sciatica. It may not be what you think about doing. I always feel like we need to stretch those muscles. But if we contract them and then we come all the way down and we relax, we're toning them, reminding them how to work, and we're getting them to relax. This is our last time. Send the knees forward. See how my knees go forward as I lift up. This opens up the front of the hips. And as I come down nice and slow, I'm going to take the block out. I have one block on each side. I'm going to take my feet wide and do some wipers. So both knees to the right, both knees to the left. Let the head turn the opposite direction of your knees. And notice that movement through the waist. Notice as the knee goes down towards the center, your top leg, this internal rotation, your knee reaches down and it lengthens from the knee through the hip to your ribs. So when that's all jacked up and short, it's going to affect our walking. A couple more times. You're welcome to pause in it. You can stay and breathe and feel the stretch. Or maybe you like the movement. Everybody's body is different, but we're all holding tension. And then coming back into the center. Bring your knees to your chest one at a time. You can rock a little side to side. Maybe rock the knees a little in and out. And now let's really let those muscles through the butt relax. So I'm going to bring one foot to the floor and then the other. And then I'm going to bring my blocks. I'm going to turn my blocks on an angle. So I'm going to turn them a little bit so they're a little crooked. I'm going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. I'm going to support the legs so that I don't feel any stretch, just comfort. We've been working the whole time since we've started class. Rest your arms down by your sides. Close your eyes. We're going to linger here for about a minute. Notice the exhalation and the softening. Feel the breath expand into the front and the back of the torso. The back and the front. Feel the breath in the sides of the torso. You can even bring a hand down towards your pubic bone if you like, and just see if you can breathe down low towards your hand. Inhale. One or two more breaths. Try on your mantra. I am willing to let go. I am willing to let go. And then really feel it in the body. This deep willingness to let go. As if you could feel this release happen in every cell of the body. I am willing to let go. And you're going to help your knees together. You can use your hands. Now cross one thigh over the other. Draw the belly in, feel the back flatten. And lift the feet off the floor, knees to chest. And just a gentle baby rock from side to side. Staying connected to that mantra. I am willing to let go. So the whole class was preparation for this last final stretch. Pausing in the center, drawing the knees in. Softening through your back and your shoulders and your jaw. And when you're ready, you're going to switch legs. You can either put your feet on the floor or keep the knees up and into the chest and just put the other leg on top. Crossing high at the thigh. If you put your feet on the floor, remember, draw the belly in and flatten the back so that you can lift your legs up, bracing the spine. Add a little gentle rock. Draw the knees in, take a full breath. And untangle, holding the knees side by side. Let the knees be wide out towards the underarms. And bringing your feet to the floor one at a time. And then I want you just to roll over to your belly if that works for you. If that doesn't work for you, just pause where you are, feet on the floor, knees bent. We'll be back in just a moment. We're going to lay ourselves out nice and long, legs are apart. And I want you to separate your arms like a little cactus. And you're going to lay down and bring your cheek to the floor so you can see me. And now all we're going to do is float the chest away from the floor. So as I lift up, think about your chest floating up. The head is turned. And then turn the head through the center to the other side. And then nice and slow, lower down. Conrad, this one doesn't work for you. And let's try again. Ready? Think about the chest floating up away from the floor as you lift. Turn the head back to center. Turn the head all the way to the other side and lower back down. Just a couple more times. Lift. Think about the chest floating up. Turning and lower down. Relax completely, and last time. I'm going to release up one more time. Think about it as a release through the front of the body as you lift up. The front of the body is long, the back of the body is contracted. And then when you come down, relax completely. Float the chest up to turn the head and lower down. And then you're going to come back onto your back. You're going to slide the arm out. Roll all the way back to your back. And on your back, just do a little tuck and untuck. Just nice and easy. Tuck and untuck. If you feel you need a couple little windshield wipers, you can do windshield wipers. We're just going to pause in neutral and we're going to rest. So you can either rotate and put your legs up on a wall if you have that. You can stay in constructive rest. Or you can lay your legs out over some blankets. Noticing your inhale. Softening on the exhale. I am willing to let go. Start to repeat it to yourself. I am willing to let go. Feel what happens physically. The body is always responding to your thoughts. I am willing to let go. Let the mantra float away, being aware of all parts of your body. Noticing all the parts, all at the same time, outside and inside. Letting go. Lingering in the stillness. I am willing to let go. Breathe it in, repeat it to yourself, feel your body respond. I am willing to let go. As our struggle happens when we're holding on. Carry that mantra throughout your day. Whenever you're feeling like your feathers are getting ruffled, I am willing to let go.